Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I want to welcome Russell from Oklahoma. He's a targeted individual, and we're going to speak with him today about whatever you want to talk about or whatever's going on with your situation. We spoke briefly, and it appears like you have the same type of thing going on that I do with the remote neural monitoring. So you tell us about it.
Yeah, what's up, Kevin? Big fan. Thank you for all your help, bro. For
No
real.
problem.
About 2 years ago is when the voices started, and it just got ridiculous. I mean, I had no clue what was going on. I was running around like an idiot, and then I ran across one of your videos, man. Just got super lucky, and just been trying to stay sane and keep it all together, really.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the biggest things now for me is I remember how this destroyed my life in the beginning. So I mean, it was so unbelievable. It just wrecked my life, and it's all I could think about, and it's all I could deal with. I was trying to figure it out, and I wasn't working, and I was just trying to figure out every day, and I would just lay around depressed, and I was trying to figure out how to get rid of it, and but to understand how it works, and what's going on, it makes it a lot more tolerable when you kind of know the situation and what you're dealing with. So that's one of the biggest things that I'm trying to do now is get this information out there before it can destroy people. That way, if it starts to happen to somebody and they already can see everything that's going on, then that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, like it was huge that I found you because I mean you can't talk to nobody about it, they
No.
just think you're crazy, and it's bad, it sucks, and you want to try to do what you're doing, and at the same time try to maintain and keep a job and keep cool with people and stuff, and it's just man, it's been rough, it's been real rough.
Right. So I can recall trying to describe what was going on or convince people, and
Yeah,
what you figure out over time is that if somebody hasn't experienced this, then they're not going to believe in this, and it's kind of a pointless cause to try and convince them, and it really just over time you end up just deciding like, okay, I'm not going to talk about it to these people, and I'll talk about it to these
exactly.
people that understand.
Yep. Yep, it's some people. It seems like they already know, and what I found out about my particular situation is just acting like I already knew what was going on, and I jump into conversations with people and just kind of act like I already knew what was up and just say stuff, and they would end up saying stuff, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is really happening. This ain't no bullshit. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's because you're wanting to think it's just demons or something else, and then you meet people in real life that really make sure that you know that it's real and it's going on, and
Yeah.
their whole intent is to destroy you. So
That is their intent in most cases, is to destroy you, and they want to possess you like an item. And
yeah,
I really feel like it's kind of like human trafficking, the way that
exactly.
they'll use neural monitoring to do live streams and make money, and then they can buy and sell neural monitors of people, and um,
Right.
yeah, it's bad, man. But
And it's
um,
like you were saying, if you're interesting or whatnot, or different, or just like I'm just a happy dude. I'm always happy. I'm always trying to brighten the room up or whatever, around anybody. And I guess that's a commodity.
well, does that seem to
And
bother them?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
oh yeah.
yeah. With me, it's
When
the
I'm
same thing.
all the time, oh yeah.
No matter
Yeah,
what
this
they
is
do to me, it's very difficult. They might get me down sometimes, but overall, I'm going to end up being back normal because I'm just not a miserable person, and I try to stay outgoing and have a good outlook. I love life, and they hate that. They hate that because they
oh,
don't. They hate their life. So
they
they
got to 24/7. I mean, like, take a break, bro. Go on lunch. Do something. Leave me alone.
they're
It's
so
ridiculous.
strung out and addicted to mind control. It's ridiculous. That's what you're dealing with when people people that just won't go away with this whole artificial telepathy and gang stalking thing. These are the J's. These are the junkies, because they won't go away. And just like a drug addict, they're addicted to the mind control and the way that it makes them feel to have somebody else's thought process. So they like the way your mind works, and they're probably not going to go anywhere. And they really are like some junkies. And they'll sleep with the mind control headset on, connected to you, living as a broadcast and doing what they do. So it really is tiresome 24/7 to have to deal with these people. It's like pollution to your mind.
Yeah, I'll be having a dream and I can hear them in my dream, and I'll wake up and remember hearing them in my dream. And I'm like, guys, 24/7, even in my dreams.
Yeah, yeah, because they can see what you're dreaming, and at the same time they can be broadcasting to you, and that when you're in a sleep state, your subconscious is more in tune, so you receiving the broadcast a lot better than you would be awake when you're very distracted with the things going on in the world around you. So they can have a big influence on your dreams. So it's almost like a virtual reality for them, it's like a live dream.
Yeah, I'll have a dream and I'll wake up and they'll just automatically start on me, oh, you dumb motherfucker.
Just as soon as I wake up, same thing.
And then I remember my dream and I'm like, oh, fuck, like, really? Come on now.
They punish me sometimes for my dreams. If they don't like my dreams, they'll get mad at me for my dreams and do stuff to me. So, but you talk about, what was I about to say with that? With the dream situation, that's slipping my mind. It's slipping my mind.
It's really weird because I've felt like I've been, like, right when you're falling asleep before you actually, like, hit your dream state, there's, like, this in-between where you're at.
Right.
And, like, I could do, like, cool shit and stuff in these videos that they're making or whatever. I can control shit, do all kinds of cool fucking shit, and they get pissed.
I love that in-between stage of right in between asleep and awake, where you're kind of consciously aware of your dream state. So, that's something, though, that's really interesting about what they do is the consciousness of the dream state. And when they're wearing the mind control headset set to broadcast or connect to a broadcast or live virtually as a broadcast, they're not like completely asleep. They call it being catatonic. And I believe that it puts them in that state that's kind of in between awake and asleep, where they're conscious of their dream state, and that's how they can live as a broadcast. But the thing about that is that I wouldn't like, I guess, is I don't remember my dreams a lot, and I do at first, but then they easily slip away. And I think that that's an intentional function of the mind, is to not burn those into the memory because it didn't really happen. It's just a dream that you imagined. And I've had situations with these gang stalkers where they were confused about whether or not something happened in real life or as a broadcast. And I wouldn't want to have to sort that out, if something happened, if your dream state or your broadcast state is that realistic where you can't decipher whether or not it was a dream or real life or a broadcast or real life, that could lead to some odd situations, I guess. So it's just something interesting.
24/7 with that. Like one day I was driving and it was snowy outside, and I just pictured myself sliding off the road, hitting a pole. And then I listened, and I drove past this pole, and they're like, "That's what you get, motherfucker."
I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
They don't know if I'm really seeing it or if they're just fucking.
Yeah, that is a very interesting thing you just said, because that's something that I haven't really touched on, and I've got thousands of videos out, and that's something that I do as well, and it's not like I do it intentionally. I just have an imaginative mind, right? So, like, I may be driving or at work or anywhere in life and just have some imagination. And it's almost like a safety thing. It's like it's like my imagination will think of the worst possibilities of something happening, and it's like I play that in my mind to almost be like a safety net, like don't let that happen, you know. But they're like, oh shit, oh, they think it really happened. Like I haven't heard anybody else say that, but it gets confusing to them because they're all mind control, so they're just getting what's going on in your mind. So it gets confusing to them, you know. So that is true. That's something that people don't talk about.
I've definitely been fucking them up that way because they be getting pissed, and I'm like, hold on, just because I thought of 50 different ways in 1 second of how bad this situation can go with me walking to my car, you know, you're gonna think that all that shit's real.
Yeah, but they're on mind control. So, you know, when they see what you see, they have the mind control headset on, and they see that in their mind. They see it in their mind like they're seeing it. They wear these eye covers, so it's really like they see it like they're you almost. And when you close your eyes or imagine something, they see that too. So they see your dreams and everything else. So I imagine it could get confusing if you're a very imaginative person. But, you know, that's one of the things that keeps them interested in people like us.
Damn. Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
That
Well, they're dull-minded people, so they're not capable of thinking on the level that we can. And so when they find somebody that can think like that, you know, it goes through their mind. And the puzzling part to me is, you know, if they're not that intelligent, how can it make sense to their mind? So that, you know, but it does. It's like I don't know. It's just like running something way too powerful for their mind, through their mind, but somehow their mind comprehends it anyway. But that's what makes them become addicted to mind control, and they really just get strung out when they find somebody's mind that they like. They get strung out on that, and that's why they'll sit there for years on mind, because they're not capable of thinking on that level on their own. So they're like, they would withdraw. They would withdraw if they got kicked off your channel. They would withdraw from your mind.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you're their drug of choice.
Wow.
Yeah. This is an interesting conversation. There's a lot of people don't have it like that. But you know, can you imagine the people that don't have the artificial telepathy? I mean, it's not like it's fun, and it can be. It was in the beginning. Like, I feel like I was learning how to use telepathy, and you could do music with it and all kinds of stuff and mind control them. So it's kind of fun, but then, you know, you can't turn it off and you can't get rid of them. So it's very annoying, and it's just psychologically abusive. But at the same time, it's what makes us the experts on this and gives us the insight, you know, when we can experience all of that.
Yeah, it's crazy because, I mean, my mind's always been like that. You know, I've always just done like super crazy cool shit in my head, you know?
Yeah.
Just being good. And then all of a sudden people are talking about it, and, you know, motherfuckers are fucking with me and making me run around look like a dumbass and shit, which is not that hard to do because, you know, I'm pretty good at that alone. But with these things, you know, it's even worse. So it's, yeah.
Well, it's a good idea to not believe a word they say ever. But, you know, it can be very easy for them to manipulate and confuse people because they know what you think. So they're going to play onto that, you know, and they love to, if I have the slightest little thought in my head, you know, they'll start reiterating that like, you know, because I'm always trying to figure things out. Like, you know, well, you know, maybe it's this, and then they'll be like, hey, yeah, blah, blah, and act like it's that, you know, but I've been down this road 1,000 times, so you ain't fooling nobody. But, you know, I can remember when it would be more confusing to deal with these people that know what you think.
Yeah, and I can also feel when they'll like make you feel a certain emotion. Like, you know, I'm always happy, well, they make you feel sad, or all of a sudden make you feel guilty, or, you know, all these different thoughts. And I started to figure out that was them.
That is what it is. That's exactly what it is. Because a lot of people think they just have a button they can push, you know?
Yep, I just close my eyes and kind of relax and just go, you know, I'm watching a TV show. Why would I be feeling this type of way, like you say? And then I'm like, it's them, and I can make it go away.
Yeah.
Just as much as they can make it come up, I can make it go away. And it's just like, why would, just to fuck with you, I guess.
Well, it's not to fuck with you. I can tell that you're pretty advanced with this, and I don't talk to a lot of people that are advanced with understanding how it works, but I can tell that they've been messing with you and you kind of understand it. But the thing is, it's not like they have a button to push and say, make them sad. It's not like that. What it is you're connected and they're receiving you, but it's full power. They have the mind control headset on, so they get you perfectly. But consequently, it's a two-way broadcast, so you're gonna feel them. You're gonna feel them. I've had situations where I could just about see what they see, and I've actually had a situation once where I pulled up in the carport and a street light was glaring off of the windshield, and in the reflection on the windshield, I could literally see like I was driving down the street, right? And it was one of them. It was one of them that was connected to me that was in a car. And, I could see what they could see, but I didn't see it in my mind. I could see it off the reflection of the glass. Curved glass works good for that kind of stuff. But, the broadcast is out there, but it's coming to us.
Yeah, a lot of times, when I'm in that in-between state of sleep and just like laying back, I can see a bunch of stuff they do. And it's crazy. There's some crazy shit. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Oh yeah, they'd be involved with like 15 people in a big pile of mind control sex with these weird devices on their head and all kinds of weird shit going on. Yeah, they get weird with it. They definitely get, when they're on mind control, they don't know who the hell they are when they're involved with all of that shit because they're all connected to each other. They got, 10 different people's thoughts going, so they're like a hive, so they half of them don't even know who the hell they are, and they turn gay and incest, and the girls will be with 10 guys at a time and all this type of shit, man, and it's nasty. It's nasty, but that's how they live, and they don't care because they're on mind control, so they love mind control. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It really is. It really is. And they don't care. They just throw their life away and they'll sit there in a basement for 2 or 3 years doing this shit nonstop every day, all the time. That's the ones that become gang stalkers and become junkies with the mind control, and that's what happens to their life. But I don't see them as a victim because they make their own choices and they do this to us. So
couldn't imagine doing this to somebody.
Right.
Imagine how powerful it'd be if it was flipped. If we were positive to people, if they were pushing us,
exactly,
to do good, this country would be amazing.
I thought about that before, and I was,
yeah, everybody would have a leg up on everything. Everybody would feel good and positive, and it would just be amazing.
Yeah, but
they do the opposite.
You wanna keep going?
Yeah, let's